Take a look at this one. What do we think? Okay, this is a wireless lavalier portable audio that connects to your phone. Okay, as we see here, connects to your phone. What do we think about this particular item, guys? Let's look at the price point. 11 to 17 bucks, 10,000 orders, lots of reviews, great stars. Even though these things don't really make the biggest difference in our determination factor, there's still things we want to look at. Okay, why do we like this? Okay, why do we like this, guys? Why can't I just go ahead and I own a lavalier mic? Why can't I use my lavalier mic for this? What do we have here? Okay, so we have pass, superb. I like it. High perceived value, awesome. Pass, I think it's good for people who do recording and podcasts. I'll go for it. It changes the use and results. That's big, Amanda. Okay, pass looks simple to use. Mobile, noise reduction. All these points are great, guys. Now, let's go ahead and break it down a little bit because I want to play devil's advocate as well. Even if I like an item, I want to hear reasons as to why you may think it's shit and vice versa. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about it a bit deeper because at the end of the day, okay, you should be able to see both sides as to why someone would pass and why someone would fail a product. Okay, but at the end of the day, it's based off of results. And always keep that in mind. If the result passes the pricing of the item. Now, an item like this, okay, it's tough to go ahead and kind of find similarities between in brick and mortars. Okay, you're not just going to go ahead and walk into every brick and mortar and be able to kind of plug it into an iPhone and automatically have a wireless lav mic. Usually, for anyone who's in filming knows, you usually have a big battery pack in your pocket. Okay, you have to go ahead and connect it to like your shirt or something like that. Then you have to have a big camera across it and it has to be in a separable amount of space to where it's close enough, right? And it's big and bulky, right? And those things cost hundreds of dollars, right? And it's usually for people who are, just big into filming. This gives you the opportunity to actually, be an influencer, right? And not have to go ahead and break the bank, right? Which is huge here because when you think about it, ladies and gentlemen, most people who are going to be using this, the goal is to go ahead and sell to, someone who's like maybe an influencer, someone who does online stuff. But in reality, most people who do these things are just new or aren't really doing too well. Okay. 90% of people who are attempting a model like this aren't making a living, right? So with that being said, that means 90% of the actual market share that we're looking at are people who are on a budget to acquire a good like this. So the question of, oh, well, Justin, why would someone who's looking to go ahead and do this go buy the big and expensive one that you're talking about that you have? Well, because everyone's not at that point where they could go ahead and spend more and more and more money on something like that. They'd rather get their feet wet, use something like this, more cost effective and convenient from the iPhone, which really is not out there that frequently, right? And that's the difference maker, okay? I would sell this for around 35 to 40 bucks and see if I'm able to go ahead and get away with that, okay? $39.95 is where I would like to be here, okay? And quite frankly, that gives you some great room, some really great room, honestly. And, with an item like this, the only concern of mine will be, okay, the longevity of utilizing the item, because there's been so many times where we found great winners and great products or what we thought to be great items, right? And then, there's a bunch of issues with the software, the applications. Okay. We used to sell a ton of smartwatches. Okay. And that was a big issue that we used to have. Okay. So even when we're using our proper agents, okay, or a reputable supplier, we still need to make sure that if there's a software of any kind included with it, okay, that we need to make sure it's not buggy, it's not dysfunctional. Okay, these things are important. So don't just look at the physical good of items like this. Also take into consideration the software and make sure you're able to go ahead and kind of see how that works as well. One thing you always want to realize is sometimes you're looking at items that have been around for quite some time. And it's always important to go ahead and do some kind of previous due diligence. See how long it's been around. See who's been selling it. See what the value might have been like. See if people are still selling it. Are there a lot of brands on Google? Are they running Google paid ad promotions right now to an item like this when we type it in? Okay, these are all things you want to look at. Are they actively spending on this? This item right here has been around for quite some time. And I've seen it. I think I saw this item for the first time maybe 4 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Okay, and it's still going around in the dropshipping community as a potential good item. Right? And I get it because to the naked eye, it does look good. It looks good. And it looks like something that could be a probable item to move forward with and sell, especially got a nice box. Okay. But at the end of the day, guys, item like this has been around for 4 or 5 years and not just around for 4 or 5 years, but been heavily pushed in the industry for 4 and 5 years. Many people have tried marketing it. It's been really, really pushed to the bottom in terms of what the margin could be for products like this. People have been exposed. People have really knocked it off, okay? This is something that you really can find in most brick and mortar stores that sell makeup, okay? When you go there, this is not something that's totally different, but at once it was a great item, okay? Because when it first came out like 5 years ago, I remember it was something that was new and did quite well. Okay, but now I would say it's way, way, way past this date. And the way to go ahead and indicate these things are a multitude of steps. One, going on AliExpress, typing in the name of the item and seeing literally pages and pages and pages and pages. I would say 3 to 5 pages of the same damn item. Only the first few have orders. Everything else is zeroed out. You go on to Facebook, you type this in, you see a bunch of ads from a year ago, 2 years ago. They all have no engagement. See people running it now, there's no engagement. I like to see engagement and some success on other competitors' ads when I'm looking for products. It gives me signs of life because I'm not trying to be the first. I'm not trying to be the last. I'm trying to be the second, third, fourth, or fifth. Okay. Something of that nature. Okay. Now it's important to understand, okay, that even though it looks like it could be if we just wiped our brains of everything we know and just looked at the item, it could be a good potential item, right? But that's why it's important to be also connected with the outside indicators as well. How long has it been around? Knowing to go check on Facebook, knowing to go ahead and check the actual listings on AliExpress. Okay, knowing to check your competition, knowing to check if there's people running ads of this, knowing to check the engagement on other ads on Facebook by typing in the name of the product. Right? All these things are important to keep in mind because when we have all those pieces of data, we're saying, no, this item should not be marketed and will not pass. What do we think about this specific item, guys? What have I said, guys, about products that are not used commonly? Products that we just buy just to have? You guys ever remember on one of our last product audits, the tool that you take into a lake and you sip the water and it automatically cleans the lake water so it's drinkable? What do we say about products that are one time or like few time uses? What happens with those types of products, guys? Items that are one-time use products, okay, aren't frequently used, okay? What do we say about products that people buy but they're not going to use it many times, or they'll let it sit in their closet for 10 years. What do we say about these? You have to be able to always find a new buyer. You should be forward looking. We're not looking just for tomorrow. Okay, we're looking for forward movement for the next few years. If you get into this market, know that you're probably going to go ahead and be in a market that many people aren't reordering from very frequently. Okay, they're going to buy it. They're not going to use it many times, and they're going to go ahead and let it sit there and not buy from you again. You're going to have to constantly find new buyers. The demonstration would be awful. I can only see this doing well with maybe Uber drivers, but even then, not so much because they're not going to be spending extra money on things like that. So I would say this item is just not something that actually would pass. It's something that just doesn't have the proper marketing angle. It's a bit off and awkward. It has the Asian lettering on it, right? And it's not something that people will use constantly, which means it's going to sit in their closets, just like the actual water purifier when people go camping. Okay, items like this are not good to sell on impulse, okay, because people aren't constantly thinking about using items like this. They need this randomly, and if they need it randomly, they're not going to have random spur-of-the-moment thoughts when they get hit with an ad saying, maybe I need this. They only need this when they get hit with the actual issue randomly. So this specific item is limited, okay, but at the same time, everyone has legs and arms. So let's go ahead and talk about the differentiation between an item like this and another item that you may want to go ahead and look for in the marketplace as well. So if we're going for massaging, and our goal is to sell massage products, or we're in the massage niche for whatever reason, and we're looking to go ahead and sell something, what do we always say? What is it easier to do, ladies and gents? What is it easier to do in a market that allows us to sell the item easier, to sell less of, to make more money, to always have a profitable ROI? It's always important to have a good margin, the M word, good margin. Item like this I like, okay, but I'm going to tell you about something else I like as well. I'm going to give you kind of some other points here. This item is good, and I do like it, okay? And I do see people buying this product, especially if the demonstration is proper, like we've mentioned several times. The difference here is the following. You got to get into this market and into this product knowing that we're not going to be getting the best margin with this. We might sell it. We might get some consistency. It might sell. People might want it because, heck, it's cheap. Okay, it works. Okay, it's proven. Okay, and quite frankly, almost everyone has some cramps on their arms and legs and stuff that people actually want to get rolled out. Okay, everyone's down for a nice, on the spot massage. Who's not? We're not always just looking at the product on the surface. We're looking at the product from a margin level, from an angling level. All of these points that we've just done, that we just had with all 3, 4 items before this, are all external ideologies and concepts, okay, that don't have to do really with the system, okay? And that's why when you plug this within your binary system, you're going to have a lot easier time using it. An item like this can do well. I like it. Okay, this item is great. And honestly, I wish we could get it for $5 to $6. Okay, $5 really. Okay, but keep in mind this item will sell. Okay, it's proven. This item has been, the whole market's been doing well. But what I'm thinking in my head is, how do I increase my margin and open the market? Because that's not changing the fact, guys, okay, that this item can only be used really on your legs and arms. Okay. One thing that I've realized in all my years doing this, okay, I'm selling more products than I have fingers and toes combined. Okay. The more general the market, the more long-term the business, and the higher my scale, and the better my margin in a lot of different scenarios. So, for example, if we've ever seen those specific automatic massagers that you could do your arm, you could do your thighs, you could do your chest, your back. It's a gun, a massage gun that you're able to, it goes boom, boom, in and out, in and out, in and out quickly. And it, really hammers away. Everyone's seen it. Okay. Starting to come out with innovations on that product. I'm not saying sell that. I'm saying find the one that's coming out with innovations. That thing is in Best Buy. That thing is in lots of brick and mortars. That thing is still popular. But guess what? The one with the innovations, okay? Ones that come with different heads, ones that come with different settings and different modes and specific types of cramps and people, okay? That's the when I see this product, okay, this item will pass, but we got to get at least $20 margin out of this consistently, or I would not even consider selling it. So in terms of passing the criterias and being a great product to market, I love it. I will pass this, but the margin is my little asterisk next to this. There needs to be a little asterisk next to this for margin, because yes, it passes, and yes, it does pass our criteria, etc. But we're in the business of paying for traffic, which means we have to ROI. And if that's not possible, we cannot run the product. $8 to $9 cost per acquisition with a product like this, maybe anywhere up to $15 to $20 in the testing phase as we get it down. So keep that in mind. Great item, but like Amanda said, margin's an issue here. Rather, on the contrary, we're seeing a product that we like. Okay, this is hot. We know the market's hot. Pain. Okay, being in the business of making people feel better or feel less pain is one of the great businesses that you'll be able to go ahead and make tons of money in without having to do much actual explanation, because the people know it. They know the pain already. They're already emotionally invested. It just has to make logical sense for them to purchase something. Okay, keep that in mind. You're already halfway there with the emotion, with pain, okay, and cramps. You're already halfway there. Emotion and logic. Okay, you're halfway there with these types of items, which is why I like selling items in the hair oil, acne, cream niche, hint, hint. Okay, that's what I've been selling items in that niche for as long as since I lived in Somerset, New Jersey. Okay, and it's never really failed when we're looking for products. But keep in mind, high perception is the key here. This is not high perception. The gun would be high perception, showing some different and unique, add-ons for the gun, different modes. There's different guns out there that not everyone's aware of that aren't saturated. That automatically put you in the high perceived value market, and you could still have the same style of angling that you would have with a product like this. Okay, but just a lot higher perceived value and a lot better margin as well.